good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, TDF Mob channel, where we peep the game, and that's accordingly.
It's to die for.
Yes, sir. Man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm tired as hell, man. Right now, as I'm talking right now, it's 9:19 p.m. Just got back from a long ass day of work. Those of y'all that don't know, I'm an apprentice electrician, working alongside these Mexicans that don't give a fuck about us. It's all good though, man. It's all good. Y'all already know me. I don't come on here to rant. I don't come on here to be emotional. Like I just said, we just peep the game, finesse accordingly.
It's to die for.
But I am gonna be dropping videos on these Mexicans pretty soon though. I just shit that every brother should understand about Mexicans, well, really specifically Mexican Americans in this country, because they love to play that game of, yeah, we're brown and we struggle too. Yeah, we're just like you guys. Yeah. No, nigga. Them niggas got a whole culture. And the reason me and brothers like myself can peep this game is because we Africans. I'm Ghanaian. I'm from a tribe. Me a Ghana need. Me a Asante need. Got my own tribe, traditions, culture, history, etc., etc. My point being, a foreigner in this country can't play me with that kumbaya shit. Because I know when you go home, you rep your culture, you rep your people. So you can come out here and sing kumbaya at the top of your lungs. You can shout that shit, you can scream that shit. You can go out to one of these George Floyd protests and hold hands with everybody. At the end of the day, I know your Asian ass, you go home and you Asian. I know that your Mexican ass, you go home and you Mexican. I know that your Middle Eastern ass, you go home and you're Middle Eastern. So it's like, you ain't playing me with this shit. You're not gonna get me. Or none of my TDF niggas. I fuck with this beat heavy, bro. Alright, but look, man, I'm trying to get off here, so let's get this over with. Shout out to Bob. Bob, I see you subscribed. Welcome to my TDF channel, the TDF Mob channel. Welcome to the mob, sir. And you put in a request. You said that I check out this video, Trick Baby 1974 dinner scene. Now, Bob, you already know me. I went ahead and watched it. I seen the shit, and I immediately understood why you suggested it. That's a good suggestion, Bob. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna watch this shit again, and then I'm gonna commentate on it. Shout out to Bob.
It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard. You liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Oh, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
I'm sure you brothers know who they're talking about. They're talking about us, so-called blacks, the niggas. They talking about us like they're our parents or something. Let's go back. Let's just watch it again. Let's start all over.
It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
So they're using the terms like liberals and conservatives. So these must be politicians at some kind of political party or some kind of dinner or some shit.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle.
But now when I watched this, what I found very revealing was the liberal mindset or the liberal perception of us, so-called blacks, right? Now the liberals, they're also known as Democrats, right? And then the conservatives are the Republicans. And now the Democrats it's widely they're widely perceived to be our quote unquote friends, our buddies. They're the ones that want us to succeed. They want us to come up out of the hole we're in as so-called blacks in this country. They're the ones that quote unquote have our backs, right? But now listen to how the liberal man, I don't remember if it's this man in particular, but just pay attention to how the liberal man talks about so-called black people, especially a specific type of so-called black man.
Strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard. You liberals.
So right there, he acknowledges that without hope, people become dangerous. In other words, what is he saying? He's saying if you can't get somebody to buy into your goofy ass system, or at least in his case, their goofy ass kumbaya system, they're gonna lose hope. Meaning what? They're gonna start to come up with alternatives, different solutions that might not involve any kind of kumbaya singing whatsoever. So it's important to be able to string so-called blacks along and give them quote-unquote hope.
Have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Oh, you missed the point.
So the conservative, he doesn't want to play that game. He's like, look, you giving them jobs, you're letting them come in. Why you letting them come inside? Why you letting them come inside our society, come inside our economy? He's much more direct. He's not trying to play any kind of games.
Point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him.
Man, y'all hear this bullshit? Let's go back some more.
If we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us. He loses.
Look at that. He feels compelled to try to act like us. So they pick off the smart ones and then raise them, groom them up. In other words, what? They program him. I know a lot of you brothers know what I'm talking about. Especially those of you that are still in school or that were in school. And you're in those smart classes. And it's just you. What does everybody try to do? They try to train you to become what? Their cool black friend. This is literally what this man is talking about. Raise him up, train him up to be like what? One of us. Or for him to be able to think that he's one of us. But essentially, what are you doing? All you're doing is you're neutralizing him. All right? That's why they preach about Martin Luther King in school, because he is, I'm not going to say he's the reason, but he is a major part of the finesse on the so-called black community right now. because he came and preached a kumbaya type of ideology and lived that philosophy too, where it's let's not worry about our own shit. Let's not develop ourselves. Let's not strengthen ourselves. Let's fight and scream and kick and shout and beg these white folks to include us in their shit. And sure, it might have sounded good back in the day, but now we're living his dream. You know, his little "I have a dream" speech. Well, now we're living that shit. And what position are we in? The whites have pretty much chained us more securely to themselves, and now they can keep a real good eye on us. So now they can moderate us and train us, groom us up, program us to act, think, and shit, even talk a certain way. Whereas if we had our own shit and we were just doing our own thing, I mean, we would be much more lethal. So-called blacks and Africans, we would be much more lethal. But this country gets us really early with its quote-unquote education system. Let me let them continue.
Loses his identity and his racial anger, if he has any. He becomes alien to his brothers. They realize he sold them out and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us. No, thank you. In fact, in his love for the creature comforts, except for his color, he's become one of us.
See that shit? That's why brothers I'm telling y'all, when you find yourself in those situations where you're the only so-called black person, you gotta be tireless, you gotta be deft, and you had to have finesse. You can't let them play you. Do not fall victim to that cool black guy shit. If you're a brother and you know what I'm saying, you're listening to this video or you're watching this video right now and you're like, damn, I am the cool black guy in whatever situation. Listen. Just learn from it, okay? You can choose to just detonate that situation and just stop talking altogether, or gradually withdraw yourself in that situation. Whatever you decide to do, just make sure you learn from it. You learn from your mistake. Don't ever let any of these so-called white people, any of these so-called Middle Eastern people, any of these so-called Asian people, any person of Spanish descent, don't let nobody finesse you into playing that little goofy ass role of Scooby-Doo or some shit. Cool black guy. I call him that. I don't even use the terminology Uncle Tom anymore. I call these niggas pet Negroes, cause that's what you are. You're in a group. You're the only so-called black person, and then you decide to have that little fake ass happy-go-lucky attitude, and you're talking to everybody, and you're smiling hard as shit, and you're trying to throw that fake ass energy on everybody. It's like, dude, get the fuck out of here. And don't you hate when those niggas turn around and try to come back and talk to you and shit, like on some nigga shit, like, yeah, nigga, man, this job, man. Like, no, dude. The fuck out of here. You done already made your choice. You done made your decision. You're one of them, or at least you want to be one of them. Trying to play both sides and shit. Yeah, but back to the video. The scene. Yeah, that's how they do it. And think about this. You think that this scene is purely imaginative, like they just made this up, this entire scene, or is it more likely it's based in some kind of truth? You think that they were sitting there like, yo, what if this is what the government was like towards so-called blacks? Like, this is what they really thought, you know, the conservatives and the liberals. What if this is how it was? Nigga, no. They're telling you this is what it is. Fast forward, that was 1974. Fast forward, we're in 2020. Black men get killed, and then what happens? White women. They got white women leading the protest. I seen some shit on YouTube the other day. White woman was holding the fucking microphone. She was like, I can't. And the crowd was like, breathe. She was like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I'm like, man. So do they mean to tell you and me that these white girls that are out there screaming their lungs out, screaming for equality, singing Kumbaya, am I supposed to believe that when they go home, they really sit down and reflect on George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery and all these different so-called black people that have been murdered by the police? Is that what you mean to tell me? These Mexicans, these different so-called Asians, these Middle Eastern people, they go home and they really sit down and ponder what happened to George Floyd? You see what I'm saying? But see, the so-called black community is in such a conundrum. It has, over the years, allowed itself to be maneuvered into a position in which now everybody's welcome to give their opinion on black, quote unquote, black specific issues, right? Issues that are specific to the black community. Now a damn Mexican can come in and weigh in on the shit. A white woman can weigh in on black issues now. A Chinese man can put his 2 cents in. But now if your black ass tried to put your 2 cents or weigh in on a Chinese issue, or you tried to weigh in on a Korean issue, or you tried to weigh in on a Saudi Arabian issue, or a white woman issue, or a Mexican issue, them demographics would tell you to shut the fuck up so fast. Either that or they would completely reject or dismiss whatever you said, whatever kind of help you tried to offer. Like, dude, you're black. Because according to them, you are at the bottom of the social hierarchy. And that was taught to them by who? Yes, that's right, your teachers, your education system, your quote-unquote education system. Am I telling you to drop out of school and go do whatever? No. All I'm telling you to do is to peep the game and finesse accordingly. That's it.